Svako u prvoj Lego fabrici u Billundu će vam reći da je ovaj globalni brend u svojoj osnovi proizvođač. Ja sam Jakov Avram, a vi gledate drugi dio Al Jazeera biznis specijala o kompaniji Legu.
So we're standing at this machine. We're making this Lego brick here. The material comes in here, runs into the coloring machine here, where we mix the granulate with the color. And it needs to be very precise because this brick has to have the same color no matter whether we make it in Mexico, China, or here in Denmark, or whether we make it 10 years from now or 10 years in the past. It has to be exactly the same color. So very precise measurements here. Then it gets sucked up into this machine over here. And in here, in this machine here, we are heating up the material to about 250, 260 degrees. And then it becomes like a pizza dough. And then we squeeze it into the mold, which is over here. And in here, we say this is where the magic happens. So this is where the actual Lego brick is made. We cool it down with water, and then it opens up, and out pops the Lego bricks, falls down on a conveyor belt, and then it ends up down here in this box here. And from here it will go to Czech Republic, probably, be packaged into a Lego set, and then we'll end up with the consumers in the toy store. That is true. At the heart of the company, we are a manufacturing company. We produce billions and billions of Lego bricks every year, and this is what enables our designers to create the products that they make every year, the exciting sets that hopefully will excite kids around the world. So the factory here in Billunda is where it all began. This is not the original factory back to the 1930s, but it is one of the major factories we have around the world. We want to own our own production capacity and control that quality and the safety of our products. It's really key to the Lego experience. So the factory here in Denmark makes about a third of all the Lego bricks we produce globally every year. But we also have very huge factories packaging and decorating. So in Europe we have a huge factory in Hungary, in Igračke. We have a huge packaging and processing facility in Kladno in the Czech Republic. And these three factories sort of supply the European continent. Then to support our sales in the Americas, we have a factory, a very big one in Monterrey in Mexico, which supplies Lego products for North and South America. And in China, we recently have opened and are currently expanding our factory in Jiaxing, which is a short drive from Shanghai. And that factory will produce, or is producing, products that will reach the consumers in Asia. So our manufacturing strategy is that we want to have our factories placed very close to our consumers. So that means when we produce in China, we produce for that part of the world. So we're not importing to Europe, for instance. When we are producing in Europe, it's for that market as well. Because it's very important that we are able to very quickly supply the demand that we are seeing with our customers, the retailers around the world. And having that setup, which we have, is what has enabled us to, I think, be successful as a company also in the past decade. Well, our mission as a company is we want to inspire and develop what we say the builders of tomorrow. Basically what it means is we believe that when you play with the Lego products or when you play with the Lego bricks and when you build at home, you're sitting on the floor and you're being creative, that is actually helping children to become more creative, more innovative, also in their adult lives. So basically our mission as a company is to enable children all around the world to play more than they do today. So that's our overall ambition, and we'll continue to do that and do what we need to reach more children. And there's a lot to do because there are many children around the world that either they don't even play or they don't have the opportunity to play with Lego bricks, and we want to enable them to do that.
I can play now, Mom.
Alexa, open Lego Duplo Stories.
Hello, and welcome to Lego Duplo Stories.
Duplo was invented in 1969, and it was the bigger brick for smaller hands. So it's really there to give a good play experience for the smallest kids from 1.5 to 5 years old. And overall, what we are working on with Duplo is giving a good first experience with Lego to the smallest kids and their parents, but then also supporting their development by giving possibilities to learn through the play. We start always with the child and see what does the child need, what is the situation of the parents and the kids now, because there are a lot of things that stay similar with small kids. So what they're able to do and what they are interested in, but the world around them is changing and the way the parents are is changing as well. So we are looking into what do the kids need for new toys, what would be good for them.
So the way that we work is, so for example, in the design team, in Lego City for example, we'll get a bunch of guys together. Okay, say for example, let's focus on train this year. We're going to do new trains. What could be cool ideas to do to activate new trains? So we do a brainstorm, we come together, we try and figure out what ideas, we put them up on the wall. It's visual, we can see this. And then once we figured out that, okay, these are the coolest ideas, we go away and we start working. And it could be that we work in the bricks. We take the bricks directly from the stock and then we start to build. And that's great because it means that we can then sort of begin to see what it is we're building. We can check that it's, working with all the things, the system working together, the elements, the minifigure fits in, these simple things. It could be sketching. We could be sketching like, just directly onto paper. It could also be sketching into CAD. So computer-aided design could also be the way we work. And these are some of the ways we work, but each designer has his or her different way of working, which makes the working environment a really interesting place to be in. But key ingredient is kids. So we might come up with something, but we also have a kids test where we invite kids to come and hang out with us. And this is really cool. So they come and hang out with us. We present them something new. Guys, we've done this awesome train, what do you think? And they give us feedback, which is super valuable because it means that we get their opinion and what they would like to play with and what they want from this. And then that's what helps craft a final finished product.
There's no differentiation between digital or physical play. They are going seamless from one to another. So what we have been looking for to bring new in the train is developing digital play that is enhancing physical play. So still like having the physical play in the focus. So with this app, for example, the child is getting into control, so it can drive around and become the driver. Yeah, the driver is also hungry in between. You get a little friend here that inspires you to do different for different plays. So it tells you to you could try out a brick, for example, to change direction. You can drive backwards and forwards, and it gives an instant reaction. So which helps the child to come up with new stories and new play options here. So we're bringing something where the child gets more feedback and more play, but it's still there to support the physical play and even to teach the child new things to learn.
We've not done a train like this before, especially the fact that it's bright yellow and bright blue, which is really cool. We've got some new styling elements at the front. The expression of the train is very new, but also we've got we can connect this to a remote control, which is the powered up system, which comes with the box. You can see it right there. But we can also connect a smart device. So we've got this, and if it will talk to each other, we can then use a smart device to then activate the train. So we can have a bit more speed, we can have some noises, we can do an emergency stop if we need to back up because we've missed the station. We can do this. It's a really cool play experience for kids to just be able to activate something like this. So let's stop at the station. So now we can pick up these passengers. So we're activating the play, and digital is really exciting. Bringing tech to Lego, bringing Lego alive is really cool. Of course, the core values and our core play experiences with the bricks, where kids can just build what they want to. It's their imagination, but activating it like this is really fun as well.
Ninjago is something very strong for us. It's like there's something very special because Ninjago is of course a toy, a Lego product, but also a TV show. So there's way more than just a play experience that we provide thanks to Ninjago. We started Ninjago in 2011, and now we probably are in season 9 or 10. And we keep trying to renew ourselves, come up with new journeys for those ninjas, because that's what Ninjago is about. And it's a crazy story. Ninjas on bikes, driving cars, riding dragons. They even have some robots, so it's something completely amazing that we come up with, and we transform into cool toys for the kids. Yeah. So we are talking about 6 ninjas. So they are all different. They are the cool one, the funniest one, the strongest one. There's even a girl character. So every kid can identify to one of those heroes, and they go in an amazing journey. So I think that's the direction. Is they are just amazed. They love what we do because it's something which resonates to them. It talks to them, and we also on a daily basis try to come up with very cool models that they can build and play with and enjoy. So if you ask me what is the reaction of the kids when they see a box or when they play with Ninjago, is a big wow. We test our product with kids on a weekly basis, and I think that's the best satisfaction. When you bring a model to a kid and you hear this crazy wow, and you have all the kids yelling in the room and then playing with your model, which was your been designed. Yeah, if you ask me, the best reaction is this smile that you put on their face. Yeah.
We have very different designers. We have designers that focus on creating the new bricks. So, for example, creating the new shape of the train, where you are looking into what could be iconic for the kids to decode as a train, what could be easy to build, what can they handle, how can we make it safe as well for the small kids. Then you have the designers that create the full toy. So there you need to be able to think about, of course, how is the look, how can we keep it modern and so on, but also how do we create a world of play for the child. The kids on that age, they don't follow an instruction step by step. They want to have opportunities to play within the world. So as a designer for the toy, I'm looking for somebody that is able to create this world, has a good understanding of small kids' play behavior, but also of what layout or what scenarios could be easy to decode for a child, and of course translate that into a beautiful toy at the end. So and then we have graphic designers that create the design of the outfits, for example, or the characters. So how can we bring more life through the decorations, so the characters get a personality, or that the train becomes really iconic and simple as well. And then for this project we also had interactive designers who then look for how does the digital help to bring the physical to life. So it's a very broad mix of design skills that I'm looking for, and it's always depending on what are we still missing in the team, or who could be a team member who brings that to us.
I was really into fire engines as a kid. I was a fire nut, so I was building fire engines all over the place. It was just red bricks all over. So I had it as a kid. As I grew up, I sort of lost touch with it. I went to university to study product design, and then from there, after my degree finished, came in touch with Lego again. And so it's a fantastic place to be, because I again get to re-explore the creativity, and also I get to hang out with fire trucks as well. So that's really cool.
When I got my first child, that is where I applied to work at Lego Duplo, because there, as a mom, the interest for the toys and as a designer to work on something that really has a meaning for people was for me like a really good good objective to have in life, you know, like to work on something that really makes a difference for people. So, and as a mom, I could in that moment relate very closely to it. So that's why I applied, and I'm still 8 years later still at Lego, so I still like to play with my kids with Lego and sometimes still with Duplo.
Product safety by design is sort of a motto where both on the chemical and the mechanical side we start approving all our raw materials before they can even be used for designs. And on the mechanical side, as soon as there is a design idea, they will work with our mechanical product safety team to sort of get advice on what hazards that could be, so that they can sort of design themselves away from it, rather than creating a full design and then submitting it to some sort of a test where it might fail. We just make sure that it goes in the whole process. So when in the end we come to external third-party confirmatory testing, it's just sort of an administrative procedure because we have ensured the product safety by design. And that's sort of something we just don't compromise on.
Mi smo distributer za Lego već 20 godina, ove godine smo proslavili 20 godina. Prije 2 godine smo otvorili prvi Lego certificirani store u Sarajevu. Lego kontroliše apsolutno sve, znači od toga kako će izgledati ta radnja, da ona izgleda potpuno jednako kao i sve ostale certificirane Lego prodavnice, da ona ima potpuno jednak namještaj, potpuno jednak asortiman, apsolutno sve do toga da oni formiraju naravno i preporučene cijene za svako tržište, odnosno samim tim i za naše tržište, čega se mi onda pridržavamo. Samim tim ta kontrola je dosta velika. Mi imamo jako često posjetu menadžmenta Lego grupe koji dolazi da provjerava znači je li sve u skladu sa pravilima, propisima, Lego manualom u stvari o poslovanju i slično.
There are a lot of different surveys that measure how strong a brand is. Say in terms of reputation, we are among the companies with the strongest reputation. There's a survey every year called RepTrack 100 that measures the reputation of companies, and we take a position as number 2 on that ranking. And if you look at the social responsibility of the company, we actually rank as number 1 globally. We're a family-owned company. I've been so for 3 generations. The 4th generation is now coming into play, and they care a great deal about behaving the right way, and that transcends into also how we behave as a company when it comes to the environment. So we have an ambition of being 100% balanced with renewable energy. We achieved that target last year in 2017, where we, through our investments in offshore windmills, actually generate more renewable energy than we're consuming. But it's also looking at what goes on behind me. When we make a Lego brick, how much energy are we using? How much electricity are we using to make a brick? So we always try to reduce the energy use, so increasing our energy efficiency. And we're working on that. We're also reducing our waste, so looking at when we are making Lego products, how do we avoid throwing away things? And you say, in that sense, we have reduced the box sizes. So if you go into a Lego store and buy a Lego set, we actually reduced the box sizes significantly over the past years as well to reduce that waste. The most significant part would be our investment to find sustainable materials. The plastic we are making today, using today, comes from oil. What we're looking to find is other sources to make plastic from. And that is an ongoing project that will last for many years to come. But we are this year introducing the first plastic bricks made from a bio-based source, sugarcane. So we have a lot of different activities that are all part of the way that we behave as a socially and environmentally responsible company.
In the Brazilian tropical air, a sugarcane is slowly waiting for its big adventure. But it never expected it would be turned into Lego elements and join the Lego Group's sustainable materials mission.
It's the incredible creature plankton.
We have a strong program with the ambition to, by 2030, have switched to only sustainable materials. And the first official step taken was when we launched this product not long ago, because these items, which are all, you could say, plant elements, they are now based on plants. So they all come from sugarcane, where instead of them producing ethylene and then polyethylene from oil, we can now use sugarcane, ethanol, and then ethylene and polyethylene. So the plastic is the same, it has the same properties, it's equally safe as to the oil-based, you could say, plastic, but it's now fully based on renewable raw materials, and thus a sustainable product. Now, we're aiming at doing this for all our elements and all our plastics by 2030, which is a huge task. It might not sound as if it should have to take 12 years, but the thing is that those materials are simply not on the market. So we need to be part of developing materials that will have the same properties as our present materials, but which are based on renewable and sustainable sources, raw materials.
We recently announced our half-year results for the first half of 2018, and say we have had a few rough years, a couple of rough years, but what we're seeing in 2018 is that we have stabilized the company, and you could say where we measure success, what we really care about is, are we reaching more children around the world with a play experience? And what we have seen is a slight increase of 1% in our sales to consumers around the world in the first half of 18.
Lego zaista zauzima kako u Bosni, tako na Balkanu, a i naravno u svijetu, da ne govorim, prvu i vodeću poziciju. I nije ni bez razloga 2 puta prozvan igračkom stoljeća, tako da vjerujem da to već govori samo za sebe u tu svrhu.
So our revenue for the first half was approximately 14 billion Danish crowns and profits of approximately 3 billion Danish crowns. But once again, you can say, while that's a financial strong position we are in, you can say what we really care about is actually whether we are reaching more children, not so much whether we are selling for X amount of money or have a profit of X amount of DKK. We're more looking at how can we bring creative experiences to more children around the world.
We are in that position that you, for instance, may have played with Lego bricks when you were a child. You have childhood memories to bring into this. We focus a lot on quality. I mentioned that a few times. So you know what you get when you buy a Lego brick set. You know what we say is on the cover. This is what's in the box. You know you can trust us, I hope. So we're trying to take very, very good care of the brand and try to be relevant for parents, for communities, for schools, all around.
Tako se dansko selo zbog nevjerovatne vizije jednog stolara našlo na globalnoj mapi, a njegov logo sada je vjerovatno prepoznatljiviji od nacionalne zastave. Kada je riječ o Legu, sve se mjeri u milijardama. Proizvodnja, promet, profit, pa čak i broj kombinacija koje možete napraviti sa svega 6 ovakvih Lego kockista. Hvala što ste bili s nama. Naredne sedmice pozdravit ću vas iz studija u Sarajevu.